San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Monday, August 14th.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us, and good luck to everybody going back to school today. I think they're already in class at this point.
We noticed heavier traffic this morning, that's for sure. We're going to talk to RJ, who's in for Steven, coming up in just a bit.
But first, let's take a look out there with live cam. It's still okay. The sun's out, but 81 degrees, not too hot yet.
How are we feeling about August in general?
Brutal.
There are wins and losses this summer. We're going to take an L.
Yeah.
August has been kind of rude to us, honestly. These temperatures, it's so very hot. We look at the last several days, triple digits each and every day. All of August has seen triple digits. But we're 5.7 degrees above average. I mean, that is huge. August is going to finish likely in the top 5, if not higher than that, as the hottest August on record. Obviously, we have several days to go, but we can almost say that with certainty. The last week or so has been the hottest stretch in recorded history for San Antonio. Number of 100-degree days, 48 and counting. We'll see more triple-digit heat today, but you do see a cold front on the map there. That's a good thing. It is going to try to work towards us as we get into tomorrow. It dips into central Texas today, may touch off a shower or two, but that stays north of us. You see south of the front, we got a lot of heat, still excessive heat warnings and heat advisories. And then again, as that front moves in tomorrow, maybe, just maybe, a stray shower or storm. It does not cool us down, though. And certainly not today. 79 is what we're looking at this morning. We already hit that low. So now, as we look at the after-school forecast, 104, another scorcher. That is a big fat F, I think, in most people's books. Not a good score on the pop quiz today. Who gives pop quizzes on the first day of school? You don't want that.
Justin does.
I do. I would not be a fun teacher. Anyway, it has not been fun on the roadways this morning, especially on Highway 90, RJ.
Yeah, definitely a busy morning out there for our drivers on the west side. Take a look at TransGuide right now, US 90 at Lackland. So just got off the phone with TransGuide, and they said that there was, in fact, an overhead sign bridge that was hit. Now, this was also coinciding with the ongoing construction that they had scheduled there earlier this morning there at 90 eastbound lanes at Lackland. You can see we have the crane up there, but it looks like it's going to take a little while, at least a couple of, looks maybe like an hour or so before they get this anywhere cleared out. And just to kind of give you an idea of what this is causing, let's look at this other TransGuide traffic shot. So US 90 at Medio Creek, this is the backup because of all the ongoing construction. And of course now what we understand is the overhead sign bridge that was hit earlier today. So this is now causing a backup all the way to Highway 211. I can't even stretch out that far, but yeah, it's causing a major mess here along highway, the eastbound lanes of Highway 90 there. It's been significant problems throughout the morning. We did see a little bit of buildup on 151 as people try to make their way around this area. But again, this is something that we're going to probably see throughout good part of the morning here. And it's unfortunate because, of course, school is starting up. The rest of the city, things looking pretty good. Rest of the areas here, there was a traffic accident reported on the northeast side, Olympia Parkway. That has been cleared out. But yeah, this is kind of our biggest issue, guys. Been an ongoing problem throughout the entire morning. So want to let you guys know, of course, school starting up. Be careful with those school zones and also with those buses that are stopped to pick up and obviously earlier this morning drop off the kiddos. Mark and Stephanie?
It looks as bad or worse than it did 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it does not. It doesn't look like it's getting anywhere better.
Okay, thank you, RJ.
All right, thank you. And here's a look at today's 9 at 9.
The main electric provider in Hawaii is facing a lawsuit in connection to the deadly wildfire. 3 law firms are filing a complaint against Hawaiian Electric Industries and 3 subsidiaries. According to the lawsuit, HEI is to blame because it failed to shut down power lines that officials believe may have contributed to the fires.
With the second quarter earnings reports winding down, some investors may be getting a little impatient for companies to boost earnings. New numbers from financial data companies shows overall second quarter earnings down nearly 4%. There are now expectations on companies to turn that around in the third quarter and then make a big jump later this year.
New worries for inflation as gasoline and food prices are rising again. ABC reports these increases are because of rising oil prices and the continuing war in Ukraine. Experts say they could keep inflation above the Federal Reserve's target rate of 2%. Over the past month, the average price of a gallon of gas has jumped more than 8% in some areas. The average price in San Antonio is $3.30.
The United States Steel Corporation is rejecting a $7.3 billion buyout proposal from rival Cleveland-Cliffs. U.S. Steel is saying that it rejected the offer because Cleveland-Cliffs was pushing it to accept the terms without being allowed to conduct proper due diligence and review the statements in the offer.
The electric-powered big rig manufacturer Nikola is recalling most of their commercial trucks with a possible problem in the batteries. The company is now blaming a battery component for a coolant leak that caused a truck fire in June. It's suggesting customers park them outside until fixes are made.
California is using AI to detect wildfires before they spread. The program takes in feeds from more than 1,000 rotating cameras that are typically used in airplanes and drones. AI then uses the images to see within the videos if something is unusual in a certain area. It's not known at this time if other states will start trying out this technology.
A significantly revamped Apple Watch is reportedly in the works. Bloomberg says Apple is planning a major redesign with a magnetic watch band attachment to shrink the watch itself. Apple is also expected to have a brighter micro LED screen and a new blood pressure sensor rolling out as early as next year.
Airfares are reportedly dropping as the travel season is wrapping up. The latest data from travel site Hopper says the average domestic round trip right now is $257. That's down 11% compared to last year. Other factors affecting prices are increased airline capacities and jet fuel becoming more affordable.
The skies over the Balkans and southeast Europe were lit up over the weekend with streaks of light from the Perseid meteor shower. Stargazers camped out on a Croatian island to catch a glimpse. According to NASA, the Perseid meteor shower occurs when the Earth passes through a debris trail from a comet, causing particles to interact with the Earth's atmosphere. And that's today's 9 at 9. In your morning headlines, Texas is suing an oil company, and we'll introduce you to a woman born before World War I.
A marathon engagement in Jurassic Park turns 30. David Sears is here with your morning headlines.
I guess the question is not did you see Jurassic Park, but how many times have you seen Jurassic Park?
The original?
The original.
Yeah, the original one.
30 years old.
Like a trillion?
Have you really? Is it one of those?
It airs a lot.
I think I saw it. Is it like all over TBS? And
It is. It's
What
on
is it,
quite
AMC?
often.
Yeah.
But remember how groundbreaking those special effects were when they came out?
This was Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
You know.
Awesome stuff.
I didn't realize he was doing two movies at the same time. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Okay.
First, let's get to this. The state of Texas is suing the Shell Oil Company, and that suit also includes a subsidiary of a Mexican state oil company. They are suing because of that massive chemical plant fire in Houston this past May. That fire caused, quote, massive quantities of contaminants in the air. The suit also claims local waterways were affected. The suit being brought by the TCEQ, that's the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. They are looking for damages and other relief. No word on how much. Shell doesn't comment on pending litigation. And Pemex, the Mexican company, says they work with regulators and are dedicated to safe and environmentally responsible business practices. And congratulations to Elizabeth Francis. The Texan just turned 114 years old. Her family extends 5 generations, a member of each, on hand to help celebrate. Her 94-year-old daughter was there. She has 3 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren. She was born in 1909. Big hurricane in Galveston that year. Thomas Mitchell Campbell was the governor. Only 46 states in the U.S. New Mexico and Arizona were only territories. They became states in 1912, and, of course, Hawaii and Alaska followed. World War I hadn't started yet. She is the oldest living person in Texas, number 2 in the U.S., and number 7 oldest living in the entire world. It started as a running marathon. Let's hope the marriage follows. Meet Eric Mamel and Becca. Yep, they like to run together for marathons. Now they are going to be together for life. They run marathons all the time. Saturday, they were running a marathon in Madison, Wisconsin. I think it was a half marathon. Eric finished first and ran back to join Becca. They crossed the finish line hand in hand, and then they go along with their medals. Becca got an engagement ring. Ooh.
He's a lot faster than me, like a full hour faster than me. I was like, something's fishy.
Mentally and physically the toughest run I've probably ever done.
Yeah, I read.
A lot of anticipation.
I guess it makes sense.
Why are you so anxious? I'm like, wouldn't you want to know? It felt like the right time and the right place. We love coming here and love her.
Yeah. And you're such a good planner.
Do my best.
So now the question is, does he always have to go back and finish the race with her if he finishes in front of her? We wish them the best.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some company.
Company, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
sure.
if she says you come back and get me, then you know
Yeah.
where he's going to be. And finally, get ready for another trip to Jurassic Park, the original. The Steven Spielberg movie is 30 years old, and it is headed back to theaters on August 24th. You catch it in 3D. Of course, the big stars of that movie, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and the dinosaurs. Some of that was shot without the dinosaurs even in the picture. They had to look up and look around because that's when they started using I guess it was the green screen. And so they put the dinosaurs, technology was so advanced back then, they put them behind them. Like there was that one, like this one right here. I don't think they were there. There was no dinosaur. They were just like looking up at some dinosaur.
Wow, good actors.
And apparently Steven Spielberg was not only doing this movie, he was also doing Schindler's List at the same time.
Oh, wow. That
Wouldn't be
came out a
surprised.
little later.
Yeah. But he was going back and forth. And we were talking about it earlier. There was was it a hurricane? They were shooting this on one of the islands, one of the Hawaiian islands.
Yep.
Hurricane came and they had to finish it in LA. They'd only been there for like 3 weeks.
Oh my
What was it? I can't remember the name of the hurricane. It's like 120-mile-an-hour winds.
Here's one more for you. Ready?
Okay.
The little boy, I told her this morning,
yeah.
the little boy in Jurassic Park was in Bohemian Rhapsody about Queen. He played the bass player in Queen.
No way.
Bohemian
Really?
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
American
was the
actor.
same-
Played a pretty convincing Brit.
Wow.
There you go, David.
Amazing, isn't it?
Thank you, sir. 9:09, 81 degrees.
And coming up after the break, Tiffany Huertas will join us live.
Good morning. There's a new mental health center serving families in Southwest ISD. How it will help students this school year, coming up next.
A mental health center is opening up this new school year at Southwest ISD.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from the Southwest Care Center that will provide free mental health services to students and families. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. The spaces are beautiful. Just check it out. The moment you step inside these rooms, you feel the love and how comfortable it is. There's going to be one-on-one sessions, group counseling, and it's all free. Priscilla, mental health therapist here at Southwest Care Center, joins us to talk a little bit more about this center. Good morning, Priscilla. Tell us about the impact it will have for the community here.
We definitely want to reduce the stigma and barriers to mental health services within our community. So we're hoping that providing this mental health space, free counseling services, students and their families will be able to access mental health care easily and not feel that stigma or barrier of accessing it. So we're here and ready to help.
Tell us about this space here.
So this space was designed by one of our licensed clinical therapists, and she really was very thoughtful about creating a lot of different textures and spaces to feel comfortable and at home so that they can really start their therapeutic process with us.
And we're seeing a lot of green.
Yes, so again, neutral tones to really create like a calming space for students and families, a lot of different areas that they can sit with their counselor and just feel relaxed and comfortable and ready to start their journey with us.
All of this was possible thanks to Bexar County.
Yes, so we did receive an ARPA grant with the Bexar County Commissioners Court and the help of Rebecca Clay Flores and a lot of district officials that got together, applied for this grant, and now we can provide professional services at no cost to our family or to our families or students. So it's again individual, group, and family counseling services all in one place.
Amazing. And how are you feeling this morning?
I am really excited, a little nervous, but I'm so excited to get this off the ground, this program. It's so accessible for our families that we're ready to get started. We've been here all summer preparing these offices and spaces. So I'm honestly, this is just a dream come true.
Amazing. Well, I know it's going to have a major impact in this community. Thank you for joining us. We're going to stick around here and we'll bring you that story coming up on the noon show. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Remember how hot it was last summer? We're like, well, maybe you catch a break in the summer of 2023, and it really hasn't worked out that way at all.
Yeah, I already forgot about last summer. It doesn't seem like it was like this, or maybe it was.
Oh, it was. And we were like, oh, there's no way we'll follow that up with an even worse 2023. But we did. And it has been. We will get through it, though. And there are some positive things in the forecast that I think you'll like going forward. We still got to get through this week, though, which is going to be rather hot. Yeah. We're setting all sorts of records. 14 days so far this year at 105 or above. You compare that to the next in line, which was last year where we had 4. So this is by far a record, and we still could add to this. Honestly, I think we have a couple more chances this week. It's been pretty incredible just how hot it has been. Then we have to worry about what's going on with ERCOT, right? So the Texas grid has been taxed most of the summer. Today is fine. We have plenty of supply for the demand, but the next few days, it's a close call. There is more supply than demand, but just barely. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, we got to kind of do our part. We have the CPS Energy Days, Yellow Day, where we can do a little bit of conservation in the afternoons. But it is going to be a close call there over the next couple days. Here's the setup. We do have a frontal boundary, sits across north central Texas at this point. North of that, there are some showers and some cooler temperatures too. This front will slowly make its way down toward San Antonio tomorrow. Doesn't make it here today, but out ahead of it, lots of heat still. You see the excessive heat warnings that stretch from Texas all the way across the southeastern portion of the country, and still very hot. 106 in Austin, 104 San Antonio, 106 in Laredo. North of the front, though, it is cooler. It does make a difference up there. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, we get a front tomorrow, means it's going to be cooler. Not so much. The problem is for us, this front kind of falls apart by the time it gets here, and it just brings in some drier air. And a lot of times, drier air can heat up more efficiently than humid air. So I still think we're in the triple digits tomorrow. The one positive out of this, though, is that we may get some showers and storms along the front. A few, not many. We're talking 10%. In fact, I think this model probably overdoes it a little bit. But there is an opportunity for a few of us to get some rain tomorrow, which would be fantastic. That lasts from 4 to about 8 p.m. on your Tuesday. And then after that, rain chances go away again. Right now, 82, mostly cloudy. Heat index is at 88. Temperatures today around 104 here in town. If we do get there, that would tie a record, by the way, for the day. 103 in Devine, 104 Pearsall, 105 Carrizo Springs. It's about where we've been last several days. 90 to 11 o'clock, 93 noontime. There's that high with southeasterly winds. Not so strong today, 5 to 15 miles per hour. As I said earlier, it is a CPS Energy Yellow Day. Conservation between 3 and 8 o'clock really helps out a lot. And they ask that you avoid using large appliances like oven, washer, dryer, and dishwasher. If you can, always helps out. Here's the futurecast. High pressure starts to slide northwest by tomorrow. That opens the door for that weak frontal boundary. Then the high pressure kind of boomerangs back towards Texas Thursday and Friday, which I think are going to be our hottest days. And then after that, starts to slide north. Actually moves up towards the Great Lakes, Midwest. This potentially would open the door for some small rain chances and maybe, just maybe, some cooler weather next week. So this is something to watch for. That's about as far away as that high has moved this summer. So this would be really good. 103 Tuesday, 10% chance of rain. You see it gets hot there on Thursday, 106. But we have put in a 10% chance Sunday. And then beyond that, I'm hoping we can add in even more rain chances.
That would be wonderful.
It would be great.
Requests for this week. Can we put in another days until request?
We can.
For updates on fall,
yes,
Halloween, etc.
Yeah, we're getting there. The numbers are getting lower and lower. We'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't forget Halloween this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Justin.
Someone in trouble. 919, 82 degrees.
And as you head to your fridge this morning, you may want to look twice. After the break, some simple things you can do to make your groceries last longer and even save some money.
923, if you've ever opened your fridge to the smells and sights of spoiling food, you've probably felt the disappointment of having to throw out some groceries.
Yes, but there are steps you can take to make sure it does not go to waste. ABC's Rena Roy tells us the best way to organize your refrigerator.
When getting home from the supermarket, it's tempting to quickly put away your groceries. But according to Daniel Bruklowski of Consumer Reports, how you organize your refrigerator matters.
It's absolutely worth just spending a few more minutes putting things in the right places to really maximize the life of your food and really save you money.
Rychlowski says each section of your fridge has varying climate conditions. For example, in temperature performance tests, they noticed the door usually gets a few degrees warmer than other areas. He advises storing things like butter, condiments, juice, soda, water, and even cooking oils there.
We really advise people to not use it to store things like milk and eggs, even though it's really tempting because they have dedicated compartments for those items in the door. But don't put your milk and eggs there.
Then there are the crisper drawers.
Many crisper drawers have humidity controls that you can either switch them to high humidity or low humidity. But even if your refrigerator doesn't have those adjustments, you still want to think about separating your high humidity items and your low humidity items.
Low humidity items include apples, avocados, grapes, mushrooms, and peppers. Keep those separate from high humidity items like broccoli, carrots, green onions, and leafy greens. The lower shelf, usually located in the middle of the refrigerator, tends to be much cooler. Rychlowski recommends storing more temperature-sensitive items there like milk, eggs, raw meat, and fish. And since the upper shelves are a bit warmer, they're best for jelly, peanut butter, yogurt, and leftovers.
The upper shelf is good for leftovers because they're already cooked. And so you don't have to worry as much about them, spoiling as if they were a raw item.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
USA Today reports Dunkin' Donuts is launching a line of boozy iced coffee and teas. It's called Dunkin' Spiked. No date on when it will be available. The coffee flavors include original, caramel, mocha, and vanilla. Will have 6% alcohol by volume. The tea flavors include slightly sweet, half and half, strawberry dragon fruit, and mango pineapple. They will have about 5% alcohol by volume.
So speaking of Halloween plans, well, I was thinking of Halloween. Put on your calendar right now for the Alice in Wonderland pop-up bar happening October 19th through November 16th at the Alamo Plaza. So this is a 90-minute topsy-turvy immersive journey, and your ticket gets you 3 Wonderland-themed drinks and the opportunity to make your own drink with the Mad Hatter.
All right, so we've already been griping about the heat and humidity. So San Antonio Parks and Rec is extending their pool season for another month. Great news. 9 pools will remain open on the weekends through September 24th. And 2 of those will be open for those needing to cool off during the week. For a full list of those locations, just head on over to KSAT.com. Brilliant idea.
Yeah, it definitely still feels like summertime.
It does. Right now, 9:26, 82 degrees. There's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Right, stay with us. And as we head to break, a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Looks pretty empty for right now at Highway 90 at Lackland, but we're going to be getting the latest a little later on.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Welcome back. It's 9:30. What a weekend for the Spurs and their fans. The Big Three and Coach Pop are now all in the Hall of Fame.
Becky Hammond also enshrined this weekend. And oh yeah, there was some preseason football that was played with some exciting and not so exciting results. David and RJ are back to recap a lot a bit.
Brian Schottenheimer is the answer to your question.
There you go.
He is the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Mike McCarthy calls the plays and...
and you're not impressed. Not at all.
Well, it wasn't a great start for the Cowboys. Of course, no Dak Prescott, David.
Dak's
you're
only been tossing.
You're going to go on a preseason.
Oh, man. Dak's been tossing interceptions in practice because, he guarantees he's going to throw as many as he did last year. So I guess he's going to throw them all in practice and not go out and play in a game. Because, why this guy doesn't play in a preseason game at least for a series or two just to get used to what's going on is beyond me. But
we
the
may
defense,
not see him.
Oh, my. What offense fumbled a couple? We had a kick return fumble.
Yes.
Offensive fumble.
Okay.
And then the defensive backfield just stood there and watched guys catch touchdown passes.
So you're saying the Jags look good?
They did.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence played. He led a touchdown drive. Yeah, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, see, they start their quarterback plays in the preseason.
Yeah. Yeah, this play was incredible there. Kind of wrapped things up there for the Jaguars. That was not Trevor Lawrence. But you know what, David? I'm going to focus on a little bit of the positives here. Deuce Vaughn played pretty well. Again, we're looking for a backup or someone to replace Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke has not signed with the team, by the way, but Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdell had one of those fumbles, but played pretty well for the most part.
I like Deuce, man. He was all over the place, had a nice long run right up the middle, so he's not afraid to go into the middle. Of course, some of those guys are whiffing on him. because they couldn't find him because he's only 5 foot something. So no, but he was pretty sharp. The defense was
Defense was not great.
The defensive backfield was not good, but they didn't play half the guys. I mean, Dak's standing over there on the sidelines, and Micah Parsons is standing on the sidelines, and half the that's
there
like.
You go.
So we'll be ready for game one.
To be fair, in the past, think back 10 years, a lot of starters don't play preseason game one. But this year seems to be different for a lot of starters, especially just coming out of the draft.
And that may be why they only won 4 playoff games of the last 2 decades.
Wow. Taking a lot from this week one preseason game day.
Yeah, it's like,
wow.
if you're not ready
for the season to
if you don't play in the preseason, then you're not going to be ready for game one.
Patrick Mahomes played. He was in there a series, so I mean,
he's won 2 Super Bowls, so he's going to be out there playing.
We see some guys.
Our guy hadn't won any Super Bowls, so we want to rest him.
This is I don't know if this is the year, but
so you're feeling good about the season, David.
Exactly. David's got high hopes here.
David.
It's going to be a long summer.
I sat out on the couch Friday afternoon ready to watch a little football, and this is what I got. It's like, wow, I just wasted my afternoon.
Did you guys want to talk about Houston, or you want to talk about something else?
Houston was like Thursday. Hey, Houston won, so they're 1-up on the Cowboys.
CJ Stroud.
Let's get to the fun stuff of the weekend.
I'm pulling for Houston this year, by the way.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
Oh, man. Hall of Fame weekend out there in Springfield, Massachusetts. What a weekend for Spurs, the fans, and you see a couple of the other guys here that were enshrined. Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, of course, played with the Spurs for a bit, but it really felt like a culmination, David, of the Spurs dynasty out there in Massachusetts. Good stuff.
There was one major theme through the speeches from the Spurs, from Tony Parker and Becky Hammond, and that was Greg Popovich. Was kind of the theme. They all looked to him for helping them throughout their career. Tony did it, and then Becky did it, and then Pop was out there. And Pop was actually, I really enjoyed his speech. I really did. He went all the way back to the very beginning when he was a kid in Chicago, just, he shot his first basket. And he was talking about, he didn't know if it was one of the nets or one of the, I think back then.
The chain link, the nets there,
That's what I shot on the chain link thing, so I could relate. But then he got all the way up to modern day, and he introduced his family. Which was it was a special moment for a lot of us because he doesn't talk about his family very much.
An intensely private guy.
Yeah. And so it was that was a special speech. And the funny part,
25-minute speech. Yeah.
The funny part is, he was talking about something. How he is about. Oh yeah, winning championships. I didn't do anything. I just had these 4 guys. Duh. And so he starts walking over and shaking their hands. The 4 guys that were sitting there. And Ahmad Rashad comes out. They play the music like he's done. He goes, "I'm not done yet."
Like the Academy Award music.
What are you guys doing? I'm not done. I got more to go.
At first, I thought he said the word done.
He said duh.
Yeah.
Like I got all these stars. I should be winning championships. Duh.
Right. Yeah. And I love the individual stories he had about all these guys up there on the dais with him, where he said Manu was like, "Well, coach, I'm Manu. That's what I do." And then he talked about Tony Parker really kind of getting on Tony early on. And of course, what do you say about Tim, that he just looked for nods?
Yeah.
Some sort of affirmation from Tim. It was great stuff.
Just nod, Tim. Please, just nod.
Just nod.
And he did talk about, I cuss. I cuss. I know it's not the smart thing to do, but I cuss. And that was one thing David Robinson told me. He said, I can deal with your cussing. Just don't take the Lord's name in vain.
That was
he said, all right, I won't do that, but I'm going to keep cussing. So.
David, Tony Parker also getting in there. Again, the big 3 are now all in the Hall of Fame. Tony Parker, great stuff. He talked about wanting to be the first French player to ever win a Finals MVP, be the best point guard. He talked about being an underdog early in his career, and that really having the relationship with Coach Pop and the 2 other guys, Manu and Tim.
We also got an insight as to how important playing on the French team was to him. I mean, we've always known it because he played every year that he could with that French team. But when they won the gold, what that meant to him as far as being from a foreign country and getting to that level against all the other nations around the world, U.S. included, but going into the Hall of Fame as a member of the Spurs, but also having that gold medal, winning the Olympics with the French.
And guys, I'll say this as a true Spurs fan, I love that the Spurs bench at the Hall of Fame is now so deep.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, well, now it's 3 straight years that they've had a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tim, Manu, and then Tony, and then, of course, Pop going in there as well. And we cannot forget about Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond.
Also, she also had some great things to say about the Spurs organization and Greg Popovich as well. And she talked a lot about her upbringing as well up in South Dakota. It was Black Hills, South Dakota, I think it was.
And
Yeah,
she
it's good
mentioned the
stuff.
fact that the first time she was going to go out and coach in the summer league. Remember when she won the summer league
Oh, yeah.
with the Spurs? And Pop just said, "You be you. Be you, Becky. Go out there and just be you." And it was interesting Pop talking about her. He said, "I knew she was going to be something special. Just watching her on the court, chewing gum, directing everybody, just being that person who took that leadership role out there on the court when she was playing." He said, "I knew she was going to be something," and she was, and she still is. Mm-hmm. So that was a great night.
It was a good weekend.
But you're right to look at David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker sitting there with Greg Popovich, and knowing that George Gervin is in the wings.
Yeah.
And this is the San Antonio team.
Yeah.
Yep.
San Antonio
Unbelievable.
Spurs.
Yeah.
You know.
Great run from those guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It was an excellent weekend. We love it.
Yep.
Love it.
RJ,
stuff.
David, thank you guys.
Thanks.
All right.
And looking out there with a live cam, yeah, it's warming up. 82 degrees. That sun is out now, and it's telling us who's boss. basically.
Every day, all day. That's how it works. It's going to be another hot one. Temperatures in the triple digits today. If you're outside this weekend, maybe you caught some of the Perseid meteor shower. Clouds rolled in. It was a little tough. You had to time it out right, but this is a great shot out of comfort. You can see it there. This is back from August 13th at about 1:30 in the morning. Love that. It was pretty cool to see. And as we look across the country this morning, there is a front that is making its way into Texas. Look at the difference it is making. 62 right now in Amarillo. That's downright chilly. 68 in Lubbock. Out ahead of it, we got temperatures in the 80s. As I've been saying most of the morning, yes, the front does make it here, but it does not cool us down. Just brings a small rain chance tomorrow. And it will be hot today, 104. The projected high, 101 at 7 o'clock, still 99 at 8 p.m. We'll talk more about that front. We'll also check in on the tropics. We have a little bit of activity starting to take shape there. More on that in just a bit.
All right, folks, and a reminder, eastbound 90 is still closed near Lackland. They were doing construction, and then somebody hit one of those big over-highway signs, and they're doing some repaving, so it's still closed out there. You see the giant dusty mess out there, a lot of big equipment, eastbound 90 in this general vicinity. Access road is flowing now. It's far cry from what it was a little while ago. Top story this morning, it sounded like a war zone. That's when some people who live in a northeast side apartment complex say about a shootout there early this morning.
Bullets tore into at least 2 units at the Merida Apartments near Loop 410 and Starcrest. Katrina Weber was at the scene and tells us people say they were ducking bullets.
From what police and neighbors tell us, it sounds like it was a scene straight out of the Wild West with bullets flying everywhere. In fact, we can see where some of those shots landed. Now, this happened before 3 o'clock this morning. Police say that they got a call about a shootout happening at the Merida Apartments here near Loop 410 and Starcrest. When they got here, they did find a man who they believe was involved in that with a gunshot wound to his leg. He was rushed to a hospital and not able to give police too much information about what happened. They say that they did find out, though, that some of the stray shots landed in some apartments. In fact, we saw one apartment that took about 5 bullets to the sliding glass door. Others hit the wall of the office. Police say no one else was hurt. Now, they haven't made any arrests just yet, and they say that they don't have any descriptions of anyone involved in the shooting other than a man at the hospital who they plan to talk to at a later time. Reporting from the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Happening now, investigators think an electrical malfunction is likely to blame for a fire at a home on the city's south side. It started earlier this morning, a little after 1 at a home on East Mitchell, not far from Roosevelt. Firefighters say the fire started in a detached garage, then spread to the home in front of it. The 3 people inside it got out of that home safely.
And it's a big back to school week. The districts in our area going back to class today include Alamo Heights, East Central, Harlandale, Lackland, Northeast ISD, as well as Uvalde CISD. Also, the Catholic schools in our area going back. And a lot of the kiddos start class tomorrow.
Well, Southside ISD is growing. More homes are being built. More families are moving to that area, and test scores are going up.
So today is the first day of class for the district, and Max Massey joins us from Menchaca Early Childhood Center to discuss all the excitement.
Dream big, set goal, take action. Good morning, I'm Max Massey. We're here at Menchaca, part of Southside ISD. Joined here with Randy. So Randy, we talk about Southside being a district on the rise, not just a rise in education levels, but also a rise in population. What are you guys seeing?
We are very excited on this first day of school. We are seeing record-breaking enrollment. For the first time in our district's history, enrollment has surpassed the 6,000 mark. While other districts are shrinking, Southside is growing, and we're very excited about that.
And part of that growth, more homes being built in and around the district. How important is that?
Well, it's very important because more homes means more students, and more students means more funding. Developers have informed us that they plan to build over the next 10 years 17,000 new homes here in Southside ISD, so that's huge.
How do you guys prepare for that large influx of new families, new students?
We're doing that right now. There's a lot of activity going on behind the scenes planning. We're eventually going to have more classrooms, more teachers, so it all translates into a lot more so that we can educate the children who are coming here.
All right, Randy, thank you so much. Guys, we're here at Southside through the morning. Stay with us.
Thank you, Max. And check out this new video. San Antonio Mayor Ron Nierenberg kicking off the first day of school with a surprise visit to the Gardendale Early Learning Program. This is powered by Pre-K for SA. Just a short time ago, Nierenberg was there to welcome children and families during the drop-off time.
I can remember and certainly appreciate the anxiety of parents sending their children off, especially the first day of pre-K. So we're here just to encourage all the parents and make sure that they know they're coming to a great institution here.
The most exciting thing today is being here with these children. They're so excited. They're ready to go into school. I don't remember being like that when I was a kid, so I'm super excited that they're just so excited to learn and to grow.
Yeah, I remember those days. Pre-K for SA Education Centers serve 2,000 3- and 4-year-old children. So this is just one of the schools that went back to class today. And right now on our website, we have a complete list for back to school days across the Alamo City and our surrounding areas. Each district is also linked to the approved academic calendar for the school year. This is all on our website.
And we hope everybody has a safe and happy academic year. Right now, 9:43, 83 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
After the break, blue sea creatures found on the South Texas seashore are not as harmless as they might look. We're going to tell you about the Portuguese man-o-war and what to do if you get stung by one.
9:47, looks can be deceiving when it comes to these blue sea creatures you may find on a South Texas seashore. One can give you a nasty sting. Padre Island National Seashore officials, I almost said seashore, are telling people to avoid the Portuguese man-o-war. They typically float on currents and wash up on the shore during the spring through late summer. If you happen to get stung, you're urged to place the sting site under hot water or apply warm compresses. If you want to learn more about these sea creatures, or other ones you may find on Texas beaches, head to our website at KSAT.com where we have a link. Just look at them, don't touch them. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Move along, people.
Eek. All right. And we can find friendly flamingos here at the zoo, and no backpacks. None of these guys are going back to school, but
no. They've been in class, summer school all year.
I know. So they're taking a break now. No, I guess a few kiddos don't go back for a couple of weeks, so it's still a good day to go to the zoo.
So not quite everybody's back yet, Justin.
Not yet, but it's all happening. And you would hope that back to school would bring some cooler temperatures. You know, Friday night football coming up, but it just hasn't happened yet. I think next week there is some positive vibes being put out by the computer models that maybe we start to see some changes. I don't want to get too excited yet because they've kind of tricked us in the past, but I'm feeling good about it. So let's first start with rainfall, where we stand. It has been a rough summer rainfall-wise. 1.08 since June 1st. The departure from average is over 5 inches. You look back to the beginning of the year, we've had 12.92 inches. That's about 6 inches below average. Last year was just an awful year rainfall-wise. This year's been a little bit better. We did okay in April and May, if you remember, but we need some more rain. And we need it quickly because things are just so very dry. Temperatures today, there will be quite a contrast between South Texas and North Texas because there is a frontal boundary right about there. 79 in Amarillo today, 83 Lubbock. South of that front, though, triple digits. Return to the forecast. 106 in Austin, 103 Houston. 97 in Corpus Christi. We do have a front, that front I just showed you, that it tries to move south tomorrow. And yes, it does move through San Antonio, but no, it does not make us any cooler. So you're saying, well, how's that even a cold front? Really, it's more of a boundary that separates some dry air from more humid air. It may scare up a shower or storm too. So that's kind of the benefit here. We're going to put in a 10% chance of rain tomorrow for that reason. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow, by the way. And then anything that develops probably dies down by 8 p.m. And it brings in some drier air, which is nice. It will allow morning temperatures to be a little bit lower, but also we have to be concerned about the fire danger then, because humidity is lower. We may get some gustier winds, and the fire danger will be there. Outside right now, 82 at Stinson and at the airport, 84 both Kelly and Randolph with south-southeasterly winds. Forecast today, 93 noontime. We make it up to 104 for a high, which would tie a record if we got there. Mostly sunny during the afternoon. Still 101 at 7 o'clock, 99 at 8 p.m., mid-90s at 9 o'clock. We've got to talk about the tropics because things are starting to heat up. We thought that they might. We are getting into kind of the peak of hurricane season. The peak is early September, but in August we start to see things really ramp up. Now, this orange color here represents some of the Saharan dust. We have a big cloud that's making its way across the Atlantic. We could see some of that by next week, but that tends to keep development from happening. As that moves along behind it is where we may start to see some development. And right now, the Hurricane Center is now giving a potential low that will develop in the coming days, about a 30% chance of development, and then another system to the south, a 20% chance of development. Yes, I think things are going to get a lot more busy in the Atlantic going forward. So this will be something to watch. Not saying that anything's going to affect the United States or Texas specifically, but we do need to watch it because this is the time of year when we can see some tropical activity make its way towards Texas. Again, not saying that's going to happen. We don't know yet. High pressure, the heat high that's been causing us all these problems so far this summer, does move northwest a little bit, opening the door for that weak front tomorrow. Then it recenters back over us Thursday and Friday. So I think we get some hot temperatures. Then by the weekend, starts to move north, pretty far north, which would open the door for some disturbances to work in. Hopefully some cooler temperatures by next week, maybe some rain chances too. Again, a little early to say just yet, but it's looking promising. Here's the forecast. 103 Tuesday, 104 Wednesday, 106 Thursday, 10% chance Tuesday. We've also added in a 10% chance on Sunday. We'll be right back.
Eastbound 90's been closed all morning. We had maintenance. We had a road closure due to construction. We had an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't tell if this is construction or cleanup from the incident where that highway sign was, that overhead highway sign was hit earlier, because I saw it look like a street sweeper out there earlier. So it doesn't matter because eastbound 90 is still closed and it's been hours. But the good news is you can get around it with some patience there on the frontage road. 90 at Lackland.
Yeah, wishing you guys a better day tomorrow on Highway 90.
Indeed. The sun's starting to shine through some of those clouds. 104 is our high today, 103 tomorrow. Small chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, we're hoping for some changes next week. But a lot of triple digits still in that 7-day forecast.
Do you want to bump this a week? You want to come back next Monday and regroup?
You know, I would be okay with that.
I know, but you have a job.
We'll be here.
Yes, you do. Have a great day, guys.